Live from Fred DeLay Gymnasium in Jackson, Tennessee, Flow Sports proudly presents Gulf South Conference basketball. Tonight, a non-conference contest as the Union Lady Bulldogs play host to Tennessee Southern. Hello again, everyone, and Happy New Year. Steve Beverly with the story. And if the name Tennessee Southern is not familiar, the school was formerly Martin Methodist College in Pulaski, Tennessee, and their starters are being introduced right now. In July 2021, the UT system acquired the assets of Martin Methodist and established a Southern Tennessee presence in the state. As for this evening's game, the Lady Bulldogs hope to return to the winning ways after being shocked by Valdosta State on December 17th. They had climbed all the way to number 4 in the nation before the defeat. They're now number 8. 10-1 on the season, and Mark Campbell's team averages 98 points a game. They're the top scoring Division II women's basketball team in the nation. That young lady right there is a big part of it, Shanique Lucas. And that young lady right there, Jazzy Anusin, she is tremendous when it comes to carrying the ball. And Macy Lee, the junior, the leading scorer, averaging 14 a game. Courtney Zinsen, she's the 5'9" freshman from Dunlap, Tennessee, and Olivia Lee, Macy's sister. And she's one who's right on the cusp of double figures. And those are the starters for both of our teams, and we hope you're going to enjoy it tonight. As for UT Southern, the Firehawks come in 3-6. In their last outing a week ago tonight, they carried Tennessee State to overtime before falling 86-79. Billy Evans' team has struggled a bit from the floor, hitting only 38% from the season. They've been held to 31% behind the arc. But their bright spot is senior Kimberly Broussard. She is averaging 13 points a game, and freshman Maggie Hale and junior Takia Jones offer a lot of support with 9 points each. We're just about ready to go here on this New Year's week confrontation between two teams that back in the NAIA years were pretty intense rivals. And so if you're not familiar with either one of them, Union is in the white uniforms with the crimson and black trim, and in the orange uniforms, UT Southern. And they are the ones who get the early tip. Good to have you aboard tonight here on a very cold evening in the hub city of West Tennessee. That first one goes off, and the rebound comes down to Macy Lee. And the big three bomb, it is off. That's one problem Union had against Valdosta State, is the three-pointers were not dropping in the early portion of the game. And they whip it in the corner, and Shanique Lucas. That one banked in a fashion I don't think I've ever seen it happen before. And a block back at the opposite end, so we're trading off. Not really any turnovers, but Shanique Lucas, that buzzsaw speed of hers gives her the first basket of the game. And that's what happens with the all-court pressure, except UT Southern missed a sure layup, and underneath. And that has to make Macy Lee extraordinarily happy because she missed 9 layups in the game against Valdosta State. Mark Campbell already getting set to bring in a new 5. That'll happen every 2 to 3 minutes, particularly in the first half. We got a jump ball, and the alternate possession goes to Union, and so we will be with our first turnover of the game. The big question is whether these young women from Pulaski can hold up against this constant all-court pressure and Mark Campbell's frequent substitutions that can really confuse opponents at both ends of the court. Lauren West inside the arc with a jumper off the back of the iron, but Shiley Morrison with the rebound, and underneath. Perfect feed underneath to Emma Callis, and she'll go to the line for a three-point play. And for the season, Emma, a 79% free throw shooter. And she delivers. And they have managed to break that press with speed, and that's one thing but they have not been able to deliver underneath. And it's going to go back in the opposite direction because we've got the first foul of the contest, and that one is charged to Morrow. So Brooke Hampel, no, it's not going to be Brooke. Instead, it's going to be Emma Callis to toss it in. Anybody who scouted the Lady Bulldogs against Valdosta State, just tremendous team speed allowed the Lady Blazers to do what they did against Union. That and the fact that Union had such a weak three-point shooting day and missed 19 layups as a team. They got to hurry on this one, down to 5 on the shot clock, and it falls. So it's a good start already for Emma Callis with 5 of Union's 9 points, and they're already out to this huge lead with only 2 minutes expired in the first quarter. And going inside with the jumper, it was a little hop, skip, and jump for Kimberly Broussard, and that's the first basket of the game. And Lauren West, who's got that long range, but it went too far right. And the foul underneath as you had a big spill. And it looks like they're charging it to Brooke Hampel. And once again, the original starting 5 has returned with one exception, and that would be Keely Robinson. And again, 4 and almost knocked away by Shanique Lucas. They had 4 in the backcourt trying to force a turnover. And almost a steal once again. Shanique is just really pain for her opponents, particularly when she's on defense. And you see the speed that she has. But nice job of delivering that floater for Broussard, and so she has both baskets. She's got a tremendous passing arm. That one goes off the back of the iron. So once again, Lady Bulldogs a little bit weak from behind the arc. They are 0 for 4. And there's a steal, and Keely Robinson's going to just dish it right off, and Shanique Lucas with the left-hand layup. So Union to the 11-4 lead, almost stolen by Macy Lee. And that was what you call an ice cream scoop shot that just, it got a few bounds, but it didn't get a drop. Shanique with a big 3. Nope. Again, the long bombs are not falling. It could be the issue that they have had since the Valdosta State game. They have had 11 days off, and sometimes to get your, particularly when it's not practice and it's an actual game, to get your tempo and timing together, it takes a while, and Union 0 for 5 and 3-pointers already tonight. They fly it around the perimeter without a lot of motion, and Macy Lee dribbled it on the end line. It was over there around the O and the N in Union. So that is the Lady Bulldogs' first turnover. And once again, 4-woman pressure in the backcourt. They go for the bomb, and it is decisively rejected by Courtney Zenson. Particularly on 3-point shots, timing is everything, and she just completely rejected that one. Billy Evans has substitutes coming in. It's a little bit difficult to read their numerals because of the fact that they are red on top of this burnt orange. So we'll do our best to be able to give you who they are as they are seen, and a nice drive in. Again, that's why Broussard is regarded with a lot of respect in UT Southern's conference. So going to the line for two is Broussard, who has been all of the offense for the Firehawks. And she connects a 13-point average. This team shoots 67% from the free throw line. And Broussard, a transfer from a school I'm very familiar with, Middle Georgia, down in Cochran. They've got the screen, they've got the bomb, and again, it is just not falling from outside tonight for the Lady Bulldogs. Macy had it right there, and the iron was unkind. And underneath, they were so far back. That is the gamble and the risk reward that you have whenever you're playing that all-court pressure. They just left them wide open. That's the key with the passing that you see, but still, they can't get a three-pointer to drop. They have missed 7 in a row, and they've got a 2-on-1 at the opposite end. Beautiful layup. Nice dish off by Pike, and Hale comes down with the basket. So now we have only a 1-point game. And a big part of that is the fact that Union can't get anything to drop from behind the arc until now. Zenson with the first three-pointer for the Lady Bulldogs, and they scrambled. That was almost in Courtney's back. They managed to get it across in about 7 seconds. And Mark's getting ready to get another 5 in as soon as the action stops. Going for the big bomb answer shot, and that's not there. And it goes back to Union. Lucas will toss it in. And we got timeout. Union ahead 14-10. Back with more after this.
Can I get some help?
Whatever they went through together.
Welcome, guys.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
When you hear our name, know that it comes with a promise to give back to the community that built us. A promise to provide a human touch in a world that is becoming more automated. Ever since we put our roots down in Jackson in 1996, we have aspired to be community-focused by supporting programs and organizations that are important to our city. At First Bank, it is our mission to be present in our community and to continue the belief that when you bank local, you get more. Member FDIC.
14-10, Union on top after getting up 10-1, but Union 1 of 8 in three-pointers, and that is along with, particularly with 4 women down the court with all-court pressure, it has left wide open for, frankly, 7 layups for UT Southern. They have only been able to connect on 2 of those. So Mark swaps out his unit once again. As we've said during the season, there is absolutely no loss of confidence regardless of which 5 he has in at any given time. They were open in the corner once again, but chose not to go for it. This time they will, and Shiley Morrison delivers. Now they're beginning to feel a rhythm to that outside shot. And Mark encourages them to continue to shoot them because he says ultimately they will fall. And they're playing everything to the left at this point, and they have nobody that they've been able to get open on the right-hand side. That's another big bomb that it is short, and the rebound comes off to Olivia Lee. Kick to the outside. That's there again. That's 3 in a row for the Lady Bulldogs. Leah Cauble with her first 3 of the game, and now they've stretched it back out to a 10-point lead, and traveling was called, and that was a free ticket for a layup, and it just simply, taking one too many steps, did Smith. So Lauren Smith charged with a turnover, and Union will try to capitalize. Lady Bulldogs have already picked up 5 points off of the mistakes of the Firehawks. And that's going to be tipped out back to Union. I will tell you, this Firehawk defense is swarming. They are in your face. The speed of Union may be the thing that really gives them issues. And there's a big bomb 3 that is well short. And the rebound to Lester. And they go underneath. Then the short little 6-foot jumper from Eubank. Faith Eubank, she's a senior. Open for the 3. Yes! Olivia Lee picks up another one, and timeout is called as Union's back to the 11-point margin at 23-12. More after you visit with our sponsor.
Your life. Your home.
Your business. Your future.
Focusing on you, West Tennessee Bank strives to serve its clients in every season of life. With vast experience in personal and business banking, we take pride in guiding you through significant events. At West Tennessee Bank, we help you realize your dreams.
West Tennessee Bank is a division of Decatur County Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. West Tennessee Bank, focused on you.
We don't have a huge turnout here as expected at David Blackstock Court, but not bad for a very cold December night, and particularly with the students not in session here, and that's tipped away by Macy Lee. We will be back here a week from Wednesday night. No, let me change that date. A week from Saturday night, we'll be back here when West Alabama comes to town, and that one was a travel. About a step and a half for Goff. And Takia just couldn't maintain her momentum. That sometimes it puts so much pressure on the defenders that it is very, very difficult to hold your footing in a situation where you are like that. Big bomb. Shanique Lucas, a rare air ball for her. You almost never see her. That may have been just a shade outside of her range. And there's an offensive foul back at the opposite end. And that was charged to Takia Goff. So Macy Lee will toss it in as we get to the 2-minute mark. And on the drive, let's see if there was a foul called. Union will play it underneath. And it'll be Ann Hewson to toss it. Almost a foul on the backside. And Macy decides to take it, and again, it doesn't drop. Union will play it again for a third opportunity at the basket. We salute our fine crew from Worthy Road Studios that are bringing you the pictures here this evening for Flow Sports. They are always on top of everything, and we appreciate them very much. I always like to say that because I want them to know it. And that one, that was sort of a triangle defense that dropped that one, and a curling left-hand layup that just would not drop for Goff. She had the range on it, Stop and pop jumper is there for Olivia Lee with 5. She and Callis are the leaders for Union, and they beat it all the way down the floor and could not connect but get the follow shot. So Jones makes it a 25-14 game. And Houston doesn't shoot many threes, and on the drive-in, there's the foul, and that is going to be number 4 in this first quarter. And taking a hard spill was Jazzy. So they're going to try to get her up as quickly as they can. And she's shaking it off. She is made of a stern constitution, trust me. One of the graduate performers and she's a transfer from San Diego, California. Right through the defenders, but the kick out to Lucas. Yes! Shanique with 7. That's her first three-pointer. And finally, after missing their first 8, Union is 4 of their last 6 from behind the arc. So all the rough edges seem to have gone. That one's short. And Shanique is going to dish off again. And it goes right into the hands. Olivia just didn't have any authority on that pass. Went right into the hands of Eubank. They cannot play it for the final shot. And driving down, and it hangs up on the lip, but the follow is tipped. So Eubank with another basket, and Union still with a chance, and it doesn't fall, but Lucas knew the defenders were coming down on her, and she'll go to the line for 2. That one is charged to Jones. So Iva commits her second, and at the line for the bonus. I can't tell you how many times in this first 2 months of the season that Union has piled up 30 points in the first quarter or more. And they have a chance at it because Shanique has a chance to deliver it with this next one. She is already with 8. Oh, the family of Lucases, they are a tremendous athletic family. 30-16. So Union has done it again in the getting into the third decade, shall we say. And long one is well short. And that winds up the first quarter as the Lady Bulldogs of Union are on top of UT Southern 30-16. We'll be back with the next 10 minutes after you have a chance to see this.
Dynamics Physical Therapy, your elite provider in sports medicine and performance. Now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
Is Old Frosty on its last legs? Don't wait until it's old and cold. Give your home and family the gift of comfort. A new York HVAC system with a free 10-year parts and labor warranty from McCoy's Heating and Air. Get the security and savings of a 10-year parts and labor warranty free with the purchase of qualifying systems. So you and your whole family can celebrate in comfort with the gift that keeps on giving. A new York HVAC system delivered by Santa and his merry team of technicians at McCoy's Heating and Air.
Mark Campbell trying to keep his team steady, up 14 in the first quarter, and this is one of the legendary coaches in any level of college basketball. Made it faster to 600 victories than any coach in the history of any level of NCAA college basketball, and I can tell you he is every bit the man that he is a coach. And Billy Evans, you can tell that he has tremendous amount of respect from his team as they are trying to rebuild this program in Pulaski. And it was a good opportunity for both of these teams to play when they were off of conference competition, just so they can stay a bit fresh before they come back next week and in their respective conferences begin to hit that play. Broussard, who is so lightning fast but was too far behind the basket, and that one just completely got away from her, for the bomb, and it just goes out. But the follow is not going. Oh, she was absolutely robbed, was Lauren West. Lauren had that one right in the cylinder, and it just wouldn't fall. And I can tell you, nobody feels any more frustrated than she does, and there's another turnover because they couldn't get it across in 10 seconds. So the Lady Bulldogs, that press that just does so many deadly things to their opposition, they force the 9th turnover of the game on Tennessee Southern. It was Shiley Morrison who ended the blank streak on three-pointers where Union missed its first 8. And unfortunately, that went right out of the hands of Callis into her opponent. They have tried to swing it more and that's going to be traveling. Taking a step on the inside was Erin Grace Lester. And she is from nearby Lebanon, Tennessee. Went to Lebanon High School. I know all of you parents, grandparents, so many of you who watch these young women that are dear to you are so proud of them being in intercollegiate competition. Bomb is there. Morrison is a streak shooter, and she's hit both of her three-point attempts. And Union to the 17-point lead, and the floater banks in. Nicely delivered by Broussard with 8 of the 18 points. They go from the corner. That one's short, but nicely following up with that little floating bank shot. And just like that, Shiley Morrison with 8. And Union up by 17. Tipped away right into the hands of Keely Robinson. Union is putting it away in absolute pockets now. They'll go inside to Robinson and jump ball, and the alternate possession stays with Union. Quick hands underneath, and particularly for Eubank, and so Mark Campbell's going to send in a new 4 this time. And there's a 5th one, Lauren West. You don't have players on this team that typically are going to play often 30 minutes a game because of the shuttle system Mark has and that he began to employ last season. And underneath and knocked away, and apparently they say it was last off the fingertips of Lauren West, so Union coughs it up. But when Mark installed that system, it just changed everything in the way the pace and the defense that fans began to see compared to what had occurred in previous years. And it shows how Mark is adaptable to changes in the game. And the turn, the bank is not there. And Union controls it. Boy, West wanted to pull up and fire one. Instead, it's at the other corner, and it is there. Leah Cauble with her second 3, and now Union with 7 3-pointers in the game. I would say they're definitely out of there, and that one right back into the hands of Leah Cauble. That's turnover number 11 And underneath, they're scrambling, and this one is going to be Macy Lee went to the deck. She got tied up, and so it's going to go in the other direction. Now we got a triple substitution coming in for Billy Evans. So this time Mark's going to play all 5 up front. And you just have to have fast dribbling and usually try to go down the middle. Dangerous pass, but they managed to hang on to it. The quick hands of Lucas. That was narrowly avoiding an over and back violation. She was tripped. So Union will play it underneath. And the foul. Well, that is hard to see because we're seeing him from the backside, and it's hard to tell if that is a 32 or a 23. And going again hard to the deck. I can tell you, Macy Lee can be black and blue in a number of contests. She'll go to the line for 2, and checking back in for Billy Evans is Lauren Smith. Macy delivers it right down the middle. Outstanding free throw shooter, 71%. Mark Campbell has 6 players that are shooting better than 70%. Got them both. And they have hit the 40 mark. It's almost certain that they'll get to the mid-century by halftime. And let's see if there's another traveling. Nope, but it's a double dribbling violation. Hesitation and then picked up the dribble once again. That is turnover number 13. And Mark Campbell gets another batch of substitutions in. And Union has picked up 10 points off of those 13 turnovers. And they got a chance to add more to that total. And wide open on the left-hand side. They don't see it, but Lauren West, no, that was not Lauren, that was Emma Callis. It went off of her fingertips. Oh, my goodness. Waving heavily was Olivia Lee. She was wide open for a good look at a 3, and they didn't see her. This is like watching when Mark plays defense. It's like watching whether you've got 4 wide receivers or 3 tight ends in the game at one time, and it forces yet another mistake. And there you go. That's the extension. Olivia Lee, who's just a freshman, puts there underneath. She has 7. So far, we have 7 Lady Bulldogs that have scored, 5 Firehawks. And the one-hander goes off the back of the iron. This team does not shoot a lot of threes. And the curl hook does not go, and Union is back down on the bicycle. And Shiley Morrison in trouble in the paint, but she's always aware of where she is. She's an excellent court general. Brooke Hampel caught the foul on the backside. So Broussard commits her first personal foul. And Morrison to toss it in for the Lady Bulldogs. There's nothing tentative about this Union team. They go for the bomb. Yes, sir. Zinson nails it. So we got timeout. Union on top, 45-18. Back after this.
Dynamics Physical Therapy, your elite provider in sports medicine and performance. Now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
Your game leaders brought to you by BallGame Blitz Sports Network. For Union, Shanique Lucas with 9. One of them was a three-pointer. 8 for Shiley Morrison and 7 for Olivia Lee. For Tennessee Southern, it is Kimberly Broussard with 8. And the rest of the 18 points are distributed among 4 other people. And also looking around the rebound category, the leader is Shanique Lucas with 3. As you see the fans who have made it out here on this chilly December evening. But they're having a good time tonight, and we hope you are, wherever you happen to be watching this evening. And we're happy to be with you on the Flow Sports app. As I say, we'll be with you again a week from Saturday when West Alabama comes to David Blackstock Court. And Mark's going to set it up with 3 up front. And again, trying to clog up that area around the paint so that challenges them to be able to get it across within 10 seconds. And that's what happens. You throw a gambling pass. That was a gambling bounce pass, but look at the turnaround, the fake, the head fake of Brooke Hampel. So she joins the scoring parade. That's now 9 Lady Bulldogs in the books this evening. Here's Broussard. They try to let her create as much as possible. And she goes for one, jumping it right at the top of the arc, and it doesn't go. It will be returned to the Firehawks, and here comes another 5 for Union. And if you're seeing them for the first time, you say, does he do this all the time? Yes, sir. I don't care if he's down by 10 or if he's up by 30. It is a constant substitution. Everybody gets playing time. That one was short for Goff. And open in the corner for the 3. Shanique Lucas has it go off the back of the iron. And they navigate the waters across. It's sometimes like watching a ship going against high tide whenever you're facing this defense of Union. And the turnaround jumper is there. That's a 2-pointer for Goff, her first of the game. And Shanique Lucas was right on a 3 ticket, but instead dishes is on the outside, and Lauren West is in the books. Now that's one young lady that if she starts firing it up, and it is stolen by Lucas. The fake, the jumper is short. Shanique's going to come up with that. That wasn't the way it was drawn up, but the 3 is there. Leah Cauble with her 3rd 3 of the game, and Union is up by 33. We told you they would hit mid-century before the half was over, overshooting the layup. That is the 9th layup that Tennessee Southern has missed, and that one was too far for Cauble. Leah's got a good extension, but that was asking a bit much, so Union coughs it up. That's the 6th turnover for the Lady Bulldogs. UT Southern has coughed it up 16 times. Almost a steal. And the stop and pop jumper does not fall. They get the follow. And that's going to be an offensive foul. So Lady Bulldogs will play it underneath. And they've still got time, and considering the way this offense has played during the season, they've still got time to hit 60 by halftime. They've got the screen. And they quickly get it open inside, and look at Lucas. She has no fear of traffic, and she can put them up with the left hand, and here you go. That one's going to be back to Union once again. That press is just all smothering. 18 turnovers now for the Firehawks. And Houston to toss it in. and knocked away. That was pretty effective down at the opposite end. It went back over in a storage area, so they had to go chase that one down. Lucas thought about going for the three. That's what I think about. Her passes sometimes, and they call palming on Anusin. Lucas, sometimes her passes look like they're dangerous, but she has tremendous control on those one-hand passes cross court. And this time they're leaving somebody wide open with Eubank down at the opposite end. And they finally get it across. And they go for a three, and that one's an air ball. As we approach the 2-minute mark in this first half. Open for the three, the turn, the fire is there for Lauren West. And now Union with 11 three-pointers in this game. They have hit 11 of their last 16. The rhythm is there, and the rebound comes off this time to Lucas. Here you go with another bomb. That one was too far right. We could see it off the hands of Lauren West. Crisp passing that this team demonstrates virtually every time out. West. As I told you, if she gets the streak going, look out. And it is 61-20. And going down and drawing the foul on the drive. And that one's going to be charged to Lauren West. That's only the third team foul of the entire contest so far in the first half, charged to Union. So at the line is Erin Grace Lester. She's one of the seniors on this ball club. And they have 5. And Lester gets it. Now, Union is not going to put the brakes on. Hampel. And again, she can fire it from anywhere. There you go, the bomb. Yes! Courtney Zinson with her third three-pointer. Union now 13 of 27. It's hard to believe they missed their first 8 from outside tonight. And on the drive-in, putting it up. Was Takaya Goff. And that's the second foul on Macy Lee. So Goff with her first free throw of the game. That's the first time that you've had a situation where they have been able to get there and get 2 straight, and they finally did connect. So the final minute of the first half, and it has been, shall we say, another showplace for the Lady Bulldogs. That's why they are the leading scorer in NCAA Division II, the leading scoring team in the whole country. That went off of the foot of Lester. So Shiley Morrison to toss it in. And the scoring has just been distributed amongst these 9 Lady Bulldogs that have connected. Shanique Lucas, the game leader, with 11. That was a dangerous bounce pass, but they get it back. Hampel, in and out. She was robbed. And the rebound comes off to Goff. And here's the steal. They got a 2-on-1. Missed it, but the follow is going to be there. Easy one for Hampel. So off the turnover, they do it again. 66-24. And another traveling violation is called. That is now 20 turnovers on UT Southern. And you got to know this is frustrating for them because, you know, you're coming off of about a week-long break that you've had, and even though you're going against one of the elite NCAA Division II teams in the country, you just don't want to give the ball up that much. And Union will play it for likely a final shot at the basket. Morrison, who can hold on to it all day out front. They're going to have to hurry, and it's stolen. Not much authority on that one, and Broussard on the steal takes it down, and that's the way it's going to end up. And Union goes to the locker room after that steal, and that's one thing you got to hand it to UT Southern, is that they have not stopped or waved the white flag, and she gets one off a Union turnover, but Union with a 36-10 edge in that second quarter to lead it 66-26 at halftime. Let me give you the scoring totals before we go to a break. Broussard with that one is the first Firehawk with double figures. She has 10. She's been 4 of 7 from the floor and had a couple of free throws. And then the remaining 16 points have been distributed amongst 6 Firehawk players. For Union, it is very balanced. Shanique Lucas with 11 points, 4 of 8 from the field, and she's also had a three-pointer. 13 of 28 after missing their first 8 from behind the arc. Union now 13 of 20 since then, so they're 13 of 28 overall. But also with 9, Lauren West, who's got that streak going and had 3 3-pointers, 9 for Courtney Zinson, 9 for Leah Cauble. You got to figure that it's likely all 3 of those are going to be in double figures before this was over, and 8 for Shiley Morrison, 7 for Olivia Lee. So scoring extremely balanced across the board. You don't have any just one single star for this Union team. They're all capable. So they lead it at halftime, 66-26. We're going to take some time right now for you to have an opportunity to visit with some people that we think are very important, because they make it possible for you to see Gulf South Conference basketball right here on the Flow Sports app. So watch them, and particularly if it's a local sponsor, be sure to go by and tell them that you enjoy Gulf South and Union University basketball right here on Flow Sports. We'll be back with the team totals right after these messages.
Can I get some help?
Whatever they went through together.
Welcome, guys.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
Your life, your home,
Your business. Your future.
Focusing on you, West Tennessee Bank strives to serve its clients in every season of life. With vast experience in personal and business banking, we take pride in guiding you through significant events. At West Tennessee Bank, we help you realize your dreams.
West Tennessee Bank is a division of Decatur County Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. West Tennessee Bank, focused on you.
Are you looking for a Christian college or are starting the college search process? I want to take a second to tell you about my school, Union University in Jackson, Tennessee. Union is a private 4-year university known for its rigorous academics, Christ-centered community, and the success of its graduates. My favorite part about Union is the faculty. The professors here are so intentional about helping students grow not only academically, but also spiritually. You should check out Union for yourself. Come for a visit. I know you'll love it. At Union University, you'll be transformed.
the award-winning BallGame Blitz Sports Network from Worthy Road Studios. Over 750,000 views in 2023. We're where you need to advertise. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and join over 4,500 subscribers watching local sports. The Jackson Rockabillys, Union University, Bethel, USJ, TCA, Jackson Christian, Sacred Heart, and Peabody. Multi-camera broadcasts, slow motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers. Thanks to our sponsors who make it all possible. The BallGame Blitz Sports Network from Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.
Halftime here at David Blackstock Court in Fred DeLay Gymnasium on the campus of Union University in Jackson, Tennessee. And Union comfortably ahead 66-26 at halftime. And we gave you the scoring totals. Now let's take a look at the team totals. And you can see how dominating the Lady Bulldogs have been. 55% from the floor, 24 out of 44. And for UT Southern, 10 out of 32 for 31%. In three-point field goals, after missing their first 8, Union hit 13 of their next 20, which is a 65% clip. And so they're standing at 46%. That's a shade above their season average and certainly far better than what they had against Valdosta State back on a Sunday afternoon 11 days ago. 0 for 5 for UT Southern. Each team has hit all of its free throws, 6 for the Firehawks, 5 for Union. Rebounding, Union with the edge, 24-18, and out of that, an offensive rebounding margin of 8-6. Turnovers, Union, and this is typical, they have forced 20 turnovers against the Firehawks, and the Lady Bulldogs have committed 9, including that last one that allowed Broussard to hit the final basket of the half after Union was trying to play it for the final shot. But here's what happens, is that those turnovers had led to 21 Union points, 6 off of Union mistakes for the Firehawks. So you get 15 out of that 40-point lead that have come from those kinds of situations across the board. And just looking at a few other stats that we have that we typically don't put on our lineup right there, points in the paint are just about even, and it's primarily because this Tennessee Southern team is not really built to be a strong outside shooting team. They picked up 18 of their 26 points in the paint, Union 20. And then and this is what happens almost every single game because of the just monster amount of substitutions that Mark Campbell puts into the game, bench points. And so this is all the non-starters in the game, and Union 35 points off the bench to 6 for UT Southern. So that's how you can see these things have somewhat ferreted out Union being dominant, and that's why they are 10-1 on the season coming in here. And they will return to conference action a week from Saturday as West Alabama comes to town, and then they will turn right around the following Monday on the same night as the national championship football game is played in Division I. They'll turn right around and have another one right here on the floor. But all of the Gulf South Conference action really begins to shape up in late January and through the month of February, because that's where you begin to see the teams sort each other out. Invariably, you're going to have some injuries. We hope it doesn't happen, but you invariably will have some injuries with the conference teams. And then, fatigue, stamina, they catch up at that point in time. So it can be a really interesting race. Of course, you've got Valdosta State that's right up there with one loss in the conference. Lee University, that they're going to be tough no matter who they play and no matter where they play. Because Lee has come on this floor many times and knocked off Union. And Union goes to all the way across the state to Cleveland and knocks off Lee. Anytime Marty Rowe puts a team on the floor, it is going to be a knockdown dragout. Trust me. One of the great coaches in NCAA Division II. So that's where we are right now. We've got about 5 minutes. The teams are still there. and the locker room right now. And so let's take one more break, and then when we come back, we'll have the second half of tonight's game between Union and UT Southern. So stay with us.
When you hear our name, know that it comes with a promise to give back to the community that built us, a promise to provide a human touch in a world that is becoming more automated. Ever since we put our roots down in Jackson in 1996, we have aspired to be community-focused by supporting programs and organizations that are important to our city. At First Bank, it is our mission to be present in our community and to continue the belief that when you bank local, you get more. Member FDIC.
Whatever they went through together.
Welcome, guys.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
Are you looking for a Christian college or are starting the college search process? I want to take a second to tell you about my school, Union University in Jackson, Tennessee. Union is a private 4-year university known for its rigorous academics, Christ-centered community, and the success of its graduates. My favorite part about Union is the faculty. The professors here are so intentional about helping students grow not only academically, but also spiritually. You should check out Union for yourself. Come for a visit. I know you'll love it. At Union University, you'll be transformed.
Your life, your home,
Your business. Your future.
Focusing on you, West Tennessee Bank strives to serve its clients in every season of life. With vast experience in personal and business banking, we take pride in guiding you through significant events. At West Tennessee Bank, we help you realize your dreams.
West Tennessee Bank is a division of Decatur County Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. West Tennessee Bank, focused on you.
Teams have returned to the floor. We're a little less than 2 minutes before we start the second half of play. And in case we have to dash out of here at the end, I want to wish each and every one of you an extraordinarily happy, prosperous, and blessed new year in 2024. We won't see you again until after we have changed the numbers on the calendar. But from all of us here at Flow Sports and our production company, Worthy Road Studios and the BallGame Blitz Sports Network, we do thank you for spending your time with us when we bring you these games, and we hope that it will be a glorious new year for all of you. And we're going to do our best to bring you the best in Division II college basketball from the Gulf South Conference all during 2024. And we'll look forward to that. And also when we get into spring sports and baseball and softball in particular, we'll look forward to that, and we'll look forward to having all of you with us. Now, Mark Campbell, he and his assistant Sean Blackburn were out of the locker room relatively early, and his team is mature enough that they pretty well know what they need to do during the break, what they need to focus on, any adjustments they need to make. I'm sure Mark had something to say about that turnover right at the end of the half. Billy Evans many people say, well, what do you say to a team like Martin Methodist when they're down 40 at halftime? And you predominantly, I've talked to many coaches about this, you predominantly just tell your team, play your game. You're playing against a Division II powerhouse. There's no question about that, but play your game. And that's exactly what they're going to try to do as they've switched ends of the floor and Union double-teaming the ball so much. Now, they will maintain that all-court pressure all during the game regardless of what the score is because of the fact that's just their style. And knocked away by Broussard, and Mark Campbell argues that call, but it's going to go back to the Firehawks. So it's Hale set to toss it in, and she's having a hard time finding anybody. The jumper is there. That was good court awareness on the part of Hale to hang on to that, and Union coughs it right back up. And that's what I'm talking about. You're down by 40 at halftime. The coach says play your game, and already they've been able to put one in and force a turnover. This is an unusual inbounds formation. And here's Broussard to try to set it back up. She has so much of the responsibility on her shoulders, and there's an offensive foul. So that is turnover number 21 for the Firehawks. And Union has picked up 21 points off their mistakes and a chance to add to it on this possession. And Houston, we hadn't called her name as much in this game. And there you go with that turnaround left-hand layup for Olivia Lee. The layups are falling with much more proficiency than they did against Valdosta State. So Olivia with an opportunity for a three-point play. And that would put her in double figures to join Shanique Lucas. It goes in and out. And here they go on that quick bicycle. And traveling, she took about 2 steps. I know Broussard didn't think she did, but once she made her move toward the basket, she took about 2 steps. So Union tries to capitalize off of that. Quick pass on the outside, and the three is there for Zenson. That's her 4th three of the game. And she is now the game's leading scorer with 12. And stolen. Lucas picks up the steal and the foul. That's one of the frustrating things is oftentimes you're trying to recover and get back the ball again, and in trying to do so, you happen to connect with the person who has got the offensive possession on it, and that's exactly what happened to Broussard. From the corner. Iron was unkind, but tipped right back into the hands of Zenson. And she's open again. And again, the same result. It was like watching a rerun during the summer. It even bounded out the same way. 2 minutes into this second half in Jackson, Tennessee, and just going right between the defenders and connecting is Morrow. Wide open, Macy Lee. Again, the iron just is not holding it. They've got the range tonight, but it seems like when they start a period, or start a half at least, that they lose a lot of their traction on those three-point shots. And this looks like half the population is coming in for Union. Because there's also one substitute that came in for Billy Evans. You got Lauren West back in there, and if she gets control of that ball, she may go on another streak. And what a turnaround reverse layup for Broussard. She was giving up a height advantage as well. Big swing pass that was knocked away. They were trying to get that into the hands of Brooke Hampel. So Hampel's going to toss it in. She's got to hurry. 5-second violation. Nobody was getting open. Excellent inbounds defense on the part of the Firehawks. And if any of the players look over at Mark Campbell, it's just the stare that happens. You got to have people coming to the ball, and it didn't happen on that play. And here's Broussard. They've got to be happy with what that young lady does for them because she has speed, she has an outside shot and an inside shot, and she literally quarterbacks this club. They're down to 7 on the shot clock, and that one's short. That was fast work. Great thinking on the part of Hale just to bounce it away rather than to try to retrieve it herself. And Hale's going to take the jumper for the 3, and it won't fall. And Morrison, she's over in 3 seconds across midcourt. Those big swing passes once again. And Union is coughing it up more here in this third quarter. That's turnover number 13 for the Lady Bulldogs, and that one's knocked away, and they said it last went off the hands of Broussard. So it was the quick hands of Keely Robinson that forced that one. And checking back in is Hale. Coming out is Eubank for the Firehawks. Morrison directing that traffic. She's very much in control, and that one's tipped away. No authority on that pass whatsoever, and that's a foul from behind on Keely Robinson. So very quickly, Mark Campbell is bringing back 3 of his starters. And make that 4 because Macy Lee is going to check back in as well. And they worked their way from the traffic, and that was almost a clothesline like the Road Warriors used to do on World Championship Wrestling. Offensive foul, 25th turnover for the Firehawks. And let's see if Union capitalizes off of that. And Houston, look at that bounce pass. It was a good job by Robinson to save it. Big bomb. Yeah, it's off the mark, but there's a foul underneath. And Keely Robinson really took it hard. And the foul is charged to Lester. We only have one foul. We only have one player that's in any kind of foul trouble, and that is Morrow with 4 for Tennessee Southern. Good extension. So Keely Robinson gets into the scoring and nails both of them. She has really worked on her free throw shooting. She struggled with it 2 years ago, but she continues to get better and better from the line. And they had to really maneuver to get that one inbounds. And Robinson is playing chase with, I can tell you, she is playing chase with Morrow. She got a screen there, but that one's going to be picked up by Lucas, and I don't know how she maintains that sense of balance. And underneath, Macy Lee with 6. And all that happened in a matter of about 6 seconds. So Union 3/4 of a century now. Fall away is not there. And Union will play it. Timeout on the floor, and the Lady Bulldogs back up by 43. We'll have more after this.
Can I get some help?
Whatever they went through together.
Welcome, guys.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
When you hear our name, know that it comes with a promise to give back to the community that built us, a promise to provide a human touch in a world that is becoming more automated. Ever since we put our roots down in Jackson in 1996, we have aspired to be community-focused by supporting programs and organizations that are important to our city. At First Bank, it is our mission to be present in our community and to continue the belief that when you bank local, you get more. Member FDIC.
Mark Campbell, in a situation like this, he varies his conversation, but largely tells his team, just don't start doing silly things, things that go against the grain of what we practice constantly, because just because you're up by 43, as Mark will tell his team, it's not an excuse for sloppy play. And he's going to keep the same unit that he had in when the timeout came along. But trust me, they won't be in there longer than about another minute and a half. So you got Lucas, the Lee sisters, and Houston. And Courtney Zinson. This team can pour on points sometimes in a matter of about 2 minutes. They've got 9. Big bomb is there. Courtney Zinson with her 5th 3 of the game, and she has 15. That's what I'm talking about. They start getting hot from the outside and, just hang on and forget it. And that one goes through. Underneath. Look at that. That would have erupted this place if that had occurred in the foul. And I know Broussard took it on the chin. So it goes back in the opposite direction. And checking back in is Olivia Lee. Broussard does the best job of trying to break this press of anybody that they have, and that one's intercepted. It just seemed to hang up, and there you go. Goodbye. Down the stretch for Shanique Lucas. So the Lady Bulldogs have hit 80, and there's still 3 3/4 to go, and that one off the back of the glass, and so it's going to go in. Checking back in for Union will be Leah Cauble and Shiley Morrison. And Lucas and Zinson will come out. Union with a 14-8 edge in this 3rd quarter. Too high, but retrieved somehow by Macy Lee. Look at that curl. Layup is there. Beautifully done by Olivia Lee, and she's in double figures with 11. Union could still very well wind up with 90 at the end of this third quarter. They just seem to be on a streak right now. And they try to go over the defender, and that was nicely navigated. Smith has 6 for the Firehawks. Inside, underneath, and it's blocked. Olivia Lee thought she had it timed, and they've left somebody wide open down at the opposite end. And an easy one for Hale. She has 6. Morrison is a picture of calm out on the floor. The screen is there. The bomb is there. Lucas with 16 as she retakes the game lead. That's her second three-pointer. Fall-away jumper is there on the opposite end. So the points keep on coming. And the jumper. How about that? Olivia Lee with 13. She is 6 of 7 from the floor this afternoon, 86%. You can't really afford to get into a shootout with a Union team. What you have to do is concentrate on defense with them to manage to break that press and then hope that they have a day that's like against Valdosta State where they're not falling from outside. Shanique Lucas thought about having, and it was kicked. If they hadn't called the kick ball, Shanique would have been able to have literally passed it to herself underneath. And we've got about 6 substitutions coming in between the two teams. Goff's been out there a long time this afternoon, and I know she is glad to get a bit of a break. Getting down to the final minute of this third period. The jumper is there after a beautiful assist from Lauren West, and Olivia Lee with 15. That one's too high. And that was somewhat of a pass of frustration and sometimes that happens when you're fatigued, and Lester just let it get too high off of her fingertips. And here comes Brooke Hampel once again. And checking out is Leah Cauble. Lady Bulldogs dominated from the outset. 30-16 in the first quarter. The iron unkind, but it's tipped right back into the hands. Open for the three is West. No. Same thing happened, but Shiley Morrison, the offensive board. Lauren's open again. That time it goes. Lauren is in double figures as Union hits 92. Almost stolen. Morrison was right on top of her. Boy, what a night they have had offensively. From the corner, the three just not falling. Union's got 10 seconds to deliver something. And they've got open Olivia Lee and throws it away. Well, that is the second straight end of quarter that has ended up with a Union turnover, but it didn't do any harm, and the Lady Bulldogs pile it on again with a 26-14 edge in the third quarter. They lead it 92-40. We'll be back for the final 10 minutes after this.
Is Old Frosty on its last legs? Don't wait until it's old and cold. Give your home and family the gift of comfort. A new York HVAC system with a free 10-year parts and labor warranty from McCoy's Heating and Air. Get the security and savings of a 10-year parts and labor warranty free with the purchase of qualifying systems. So you and your whole family can celebrate in comfort with the gift that keeps on giving. A new York HVAC system delivered by Santa and his merry team of technicians at McCoy's Heating and Air.
Dynamics Physical Therapy, your elite provider in sports medicine and performance. Now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
Lady Bulldogs, they're going to leave the... Now we've got a couple of extra ones who are in there that have not made it in. We've got Anna McCready. She's the young lady from Fayetteville, Arkansas. So she'll be working at the post for Union, and Lady Bulldogs with possession to start this quarter. Big bomb, short. You could tell just didn't have the range on it. And the turnaround and blowing the layup once again, and it's going to be a jump ball situation and go to the Firehawks. So Union had 3 opportunities and could not drill it home. Brooke Hampel looked like she had that 3rd opportunity, but it just went astray. So to toss it in will be to Kaya Goff. And she's trying to find anybody open whatsoever. And you can see, again, this intense man-to-man pressure that this Union team does. They will go 2-3 zone on you to try to short-circuit getting to the inside. And blocked, but it's going to be a foul. Broussard aggressively going in for that left-hand layup, and she'll go to the line for 2. That one's on Anna McCready, her first one. But I know they would love to get her into the scoring in this one this afternoon, because you've already had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 Lady Bulldogs to connect. And Broussard misses the second one, and McCready the rebound. Union 2 seconds to get it up the floor. Just Mark Campbell, from the first day he became coach here in 1999, he said, I believe in pushing the ball up the floor. And they rotated around. It's going to be a big bomb and off to the left. It's a rarity for a Union team to go 1 minute and 15 seconds and not have scored. And it looks like we may have, they're going to quickly get Broussard off the floor, and we don't want to see that. It may be just a stinger. She gets a big hand, and you don't want to see a young lady with the talent she has, 13 points in the game today. You don't want to see her have to sit out, but they're going to at least take a look at it. I can't tell if it's the knee or if it is the ankle, but she had a bad stinger, and when she went down, you could tell that she was wincing terribly. And that one goes away. And the foul will not drop. And the bank on the 3rd opportunity for Eubank. McCready between 2 defenders. And from the corner, the 3 is there for Hampel. She has 7. That's her first 3 of the afternoon. Union has hit on 18 threes in this game. And the Firehawks managed to retrieve it, and they've got one open for a 3, and she connects. Morrow nails that one. That is the first 3-pointer of the afternoon for this Firehawk team. And that kick out on the outside, big bomb, and it is just not enough on it for Zinson. But Union with another opportunity. They swing it open this time to Hampel. Got it again. Brooke Hampel in double figures, and Union to 98, and timeout is called. Lady Bulldogs up by 52.
Dynamics Physical Therapy, your elite provider in sports medicine and performance. Now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
Billy Evans coaching one-on-one with some of his players here. We saw him giving some instructions on how to deal defensively to Eubank. And you could tell in the pregame warm-ups how much their coach, he is actually out there doing some drills with them and how much they appreciate him. And there's a real respect for him in this position. As we mentioned, this used to be Martin Methodist College. That was a very familiar name because for many years they were a rival of Union back in the NAIA days. And then in 2021, a deal was finalized with the UT system. They took over the assets of Martin Methodist College, changed the name to UT Southern so that they could have another regional presence here in the state. And by all reports, it is going quite well. Got 7 minutes remaining. Kesharna Lucas, Shanique's sister, is now in. And the Lucas sisters are playing together at this point. And again, they work it around. They've got 9 to go on the shot clock, so they got to make something happen soon. And overshoot the left-hand layup. Let's see what the call is. I think they're going to play it underneath. And I think that foul is going to be charged to Anna McCready. So checking back in, Keely Robinson and Olivia Lee. And she had to gamble. It was like a volleyball tip to get that one in. And they whip it over for the big three, and it was just short. Zinson had the range. It just banged the iron. Big three is off the mark. They have been 1 out of 8 from behind the arc today. And Ann Houston, she has a very low center of gravity, and she's fouled from behind. That is only the first foul of this fourth quarter on UT Southern. And Jazzy will sit down, and they will switch off once again. Mark Campbell will mix and match his substitutions at times because he said, you get in foul trouble in games, particularly down the stretch. You're going to have to play with different people. There you go. They have topped 100 once again. That is the 8th time this season that has happened. And it's been an afternoon for Zinson. She's got 18 to lead the Lady Bulldogs. And trying a little floater that just doesn't fall, and in trouble. But getting out of it was Olivia Lee. And Union's got a 2-on-2, but it went off of the hands of Zinson. Now slowing the tempo up once again, trying to find somebody open on a screen. And the jumper just hangs up on the iron. And Robinson, she suddenly was triangled. And that one's off the mark. And look at that from behind, and getting it to curl in is Keely Robinson on the offensive board. And Shiley Morrison took a big hit, but she's right back up. Under 5 minutes remaining in this one on this Thursday afternoon, now evening. Left-hand bank shot is there, nicely navigated by Goff. She has 6, and they tried to get it down to Olivia Lee, and she just couldn't extend enough to get that, and Mark Campbell's going to send in another big batch of fresh faces. And we got timeout. Lady Bulldogs up 103-48.
Your life. Your home.
Your business. Your future.
Focusing on you, West Tennessee Bank strives to serve its clients in every season of life. With vast experience in personal and business banking, we take pride in guiding you through significant events. At West Tennessee Bank, we help you realize your dreams.
West Tennessee Bank is a division of Decatur County Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. West Tennessee Bank, focused on you.
Can I get some help?
Whatever they went through together.
Welcome, guys.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
Well, this has been a put-them-on-the-board season for Union's Lady Bulldogs. As we mentioned, this is the 8th time this year that they have hit the century mark. And they pile a few more on here in the final going, and you will see them probably inch very close to a 100-point-a-game average. They were held to 68 by Valdosta State, and that knocked them back under 100 at 98 for the season. But this is a team that also has won 83 consecutive games when they have scored 70 points or more. Now, there's an old cliche that says first team to 70 wins. You can't always buy that, but Union has done everything possible to make that a reality. But I have to hand it this, despite being down by a huge margin here, this UT Southern team continues very disciplined. And look at the block by Robinson. They still have 10 seconds to go, and she gets that high curl, and it won't drop. They got to hurry because they did not hit the iron with the shot, and it's going to be a violation. Nope, they put it back onto a 20. They said it did hit the iron on that curl shot. And Eubank could not stretch enough, and it went off her fingertips. I don't think she agreed with the call, but she won't win that one. And Billy Evans has a few words to say to the official, but Union with it. Everybody has played for the Lady Bulldogs today. 10 have scored. That change of pace dribble on the part of Olivia Lee, and she goes down often during these games, but she'll have another chance from the line. She's missed her only opportunity there, but today 15 points. She's had 1 3-pointer, but 6 rebounds and a steal. So you can put that total up against anybody. But Zinson, what a day she has had. 6 out of 14 from behind the arc, 18 points, 3 rebounds, and a blocked shot. And Olivia connects as well, so she's up to 17 on the afternoon. And that quick dribble down the floor, and you just see they've got such speed with Morrow and Broussard. And those are building blocks for a team like this. And the bank just goes a bit too hard, and it was blocked on the opposite end by Kasharna Lucas. So Lester will toss it in. Broussard is the leader for the Firehawks with 13. They've had 8 UT Southern players to hit the scoreboard this afternoon. They're going to keep it around the perimeter again. And taking a ticket down the lane, just couldn't make the layup go. That is the 16th layup they have missed today. Somebody's got to cut to the ball, and they finally do. And they're looking for a screen either to McCready or to get one on the outside, and that's what they wanted, but they picked her up very, very quickly. Union with 8 on the shot clock. And the quick release, 3, off the mark. That was one of those, that whole succession of exchanges seemed to be a bit disorganized for Union. And stopping with that little short floater was Hale. She has 8 as they hit the half-century mark. Morrison had it knocked away. Good job from behind, and this is going to be a foot race, and she could not get control of it. Union has the edge in every quarter. Started out 30-16 at halftime and 30-16 at the end of the first quarter, 66-26 at halftime. That's the 3rd foul on Anna McCready. I'm sure that's not what she wanted to happen coming in here in the 4th quarter. And the jumper is there. And again, Hale has hit double figures with 10. They had a screen there, and going right through the defenders, the left-hand layup for Leah Cauble. She has hit double figures. 6 Lady Bulldogs are in twin digits this afternoon as we get close to that final minute of action in what has been really a very quickly played game. We've only been at it 91 minutes. And the give and go, and nicely handled there. Broussard with 15 in the game for the Firehawks. That was a beautiful screen set by McCready. And they push it from the corner. Too much on it. Stedman, who's into the game, and that one just completely gets away. I'm not sure that the Lady Bulldogs are going to put up another shot, but timeout is called. We'll keep it right here. Billy Evans calls a 30-second timeout, and I think it's just to get some of his bench players into the contest. And I think they actually have been worn out going up and down the floor. 107-54. And for Union, 18 for Zenson, 17 for Olivia Lee, 16 for Shanique Lucas, 10 for Brooke Hampel, 12 for Lauren West, and 11 for Leah Cauble. How about that? 6 in double figures, and Shiley Morrison just on the cusp of it with 8. So the Lady Bulldogs will have another 9-day hiatus before they get back to action on this floor. And underneath, and the foul is going to be an over the back. And it'll be a 2-shot opportunity. They actually will play before that, but they will not be back on this floor for another 9 days. Lauren Smith from the state capital in Nashville, went to Blackman High School. Another one of these freshmen that has a lot of promise for these young women from Pulaski. So Union's going to have to put it up at least one more time. Let's see if they can get one more in double figures here this afternoon, or at least somebody else who has not scored. 14 on the shot clock. They're going to have to hurry. There you go. Give and go. Beautiful assist by McCready. And that puts Stedman in the scoring column. And they've come over. They have had, the shot clock is off, but they are coming over, I think, to check. I'm not really at all sure what it is that they are checking on, but let's take a quick 30-second timeout. We'll be back.
When you hear our name, know that it comes with a promise to give back to the community that built us, a promise to provide a human touch in a world that is becoming more automated. Ever since we put our roots down in Jackson in 1996, we have aspired to be community-focused by supporting programs and organizations that are important to our city. At First Bank, it is our mission to be present in our community and to continue the belief that when you bank local, you get more. Member FDIC.
They finally agree that 7.5 seconds remain on the clock after that basket went in. So there'll be one final opportunity for the Firehawks to see if they can nudge it to 57 or 58. It was a game in which there's no question they were outmatched today. And as we mentioned, they are not a team that is built to shoot a lot from the outside. They're 1 of 9 this afternoon. Union with 23 pointers, 42%, 20 of 48. And believe it or not, they missed their first 8. And so from that point forward, they were 50% from behind the arc, redeeming themselves from what happened on a dark Sunday afternoon here at Fred DeLay Gymnasium recently. 40 of 76 from the floor for 53%. Well, they are going to take it to the opposite side of the floor. So here we go. We'll reset for the final possession of the game. Oh, and going down hard. That was Goff. They'll have to hurry because they only have 5 seconds left to get a final shot off, but you got to know they will do everything they can to try to make that happen. And they put up a big bomb, and it's short. And that does it. Game, set, and match. Union Lady Bulldogs win it 109-55. Let's wrap up the scoring as we wrap up the telecast. And Cassidy Broussard, the little 5'6" player from Stone Mountain, Georgia, she did what was asked of her today. 15 points. She had 3 rebounds and a couple of steals. And then 10 points for Maggie Hale. And we had told you in the pregame that she's one who was going to contribute a lot this afternoon. And 9 contributed by LaRose Morrow. For Union's Lady Bulldogs, it was a, shall we say, go-get-'em afternoon. 11 of the 13 Lady Bulldogs scored that played. Ironically, Jazzy Anusin did not get into the scoring column, but it didn't really matter because she did plenty without the basketball. She had 9 assists in today's game and 4 rebounds. But in double figures, well, Shiley Morrison had 8, so she was close. Macy Lee had 6, but they didn't need her to be the game leader again. The game leader was Courtney Zinson with 18, 17 for Olivia Lee, 16 for Shanique Lucas. She had 12 of hers in the first half. And then 11 for Leah Caldwell, 12 for Lauren West, and 10 for Brooke Hampel. And as we mentioned, out of their 40 field goals, half of them were from behind the arc, 20 of 48 this afternoon. And that's your final, 109-55 as Union wins it. So we will be back here at Fred DeLay Gymnasium a week from Saturday. And it'll be a 2 and 4 o'clock Central Time matchup against West Alabama. We hope you will be with us. So for our wonderful crew has done a yeoman's job for us this evening. This is Steve Beverly saying so long from the great hub city of West Tennessee, where your final score was Union 109, UT Southern 55. This has been a presentation of Flow Sports, the Gulf South Conference, and its member institutions. Happy New Year, everybody.
The award-winning BallGame Blitz Sports Network from Worthy Road Studios. Over 750,000 views in 2023. We're where you need to advertise. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and join over 4,500 subscribers watching local sports. The Jackson Rockabillys, Union University, Bethel, USJ, TCA, Jackson Christian, Sacred Heart, and Peabody. Multi-camera broadcasts, slow-motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers. Thanks to our sponsors who make it all possible. The BallGame Blitz Sports Network from Worthy Road Studios. The premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.